Okay, now let's have a look at this champion piece of awesome. This is a real deal Edo period Japanese taiko drum from a Shinto shrine. Now, the Edo period is 1603 to 1868, so it's somewhere in that time frame. And it is wow. Absolutely just wow. I don't have any sticks for it. Now let's check this out. And back in the day, so this thing wouldn't have been used for like a taiko group or, you know, a rock and roll band or something. It would have been used for like rhythmic drumming, you see, like you'll probably hear it on one of my recent videos when I went to the Hakozaki Jinja. I showed the market and walked all the way through the antique market up to the shrine, famous shrine. You could hear them in there. And their drums, you can hear them for miles. Isn't this beautiful? This is one serious piece of awesome that I just had to have. Wow. This was thrown into this set of tools that I picked up the other day. Now, let us consider the downsides of this particular drum. You'll find that when this drum is cold, now see, luckily that I've had experience with these sorts of really old drums before, and I know that due to temperature fluctuations and expansion, I don't know, science, velocity ratio, mechanical advantage, efficiency. Okay, so I'm not very good at science. Anyways, I think it's due to expansion. You'll find that when this drum is cold, and luckily I have this knowledge prior, because when I went, this was at the market, and when I first looked at it, I was there really early in the morning and it was crazy cold, and I tapped the drum and it was slack. The sound was slack, and it didn't sound nowhere near as it should do, which it is now beautifully. Now you'll find that, and I wasn't so interested. I was interested, but for his price, I wasn't interested. I was like, oh no way. And definitely because the skins were slack, I was like, okay, that's not sounding correctly. And then an hour later, like, I bought a bunch of really great things, and you'll probably see them in some of my previous videos. I went back, and I just like wanted to feel it, you know, and just look at it, and I tapped it, and the sound returned, and it was actually a number of degrees warmer by that stage. Actually, I'm just in awe. It was actually warmer by quite a number of degrees. The sun was out, still not mid-winter, still coming into winter and all. But the sound returned. Now, I have seen this before, and I know not as to whether he was sort of this chap. I've never seen him before at the market, and I know not of whether he was hoping that, I hope it warms up a bit. He probably had pretty good knowledge of it, and yet who knows? Maybe he has honor. Maybe he has Bushido, and he would have mentioned it prior. But I noticed it initially, anyways. You know, in fact, I spoke a bit about this drum, and then it became clear that he didn't have knowledge of this type of thing. And often when people are new to the market, you know, they bring along their best stuff, sort of thing. And it's happened to me. I've taken plenty of stuff to markets and unfortunately sold them off for so much cheaper than what they should have been. And you know, it's all experience and it's all new. And even today, even to this day, should I say, that you know, it happens that I sell stuff off far too cheap. But you can't know everything. Now this thing, maybe it just belongs in a museum. I don't know. Sorry for just blabbering so long about this. It's just wow. Wow. Now this let's see, let's have a bit of a walk around it. Now, I mean, the skins are really old, but for their age, delightful. Yes. But you will find when it's cold. Now I would say room temperature. Actually, when I got it back to my place, it was just room temperature, and the sound started to come back. And because it's very cold, I just rolled up a while back in the back of the rig, and the sound had gone again, and it was cold in the back of the rig. And so I figured, you know what, I'll fire up some of the heaters, and within half an hour, bam, we've got the sound back. So you have to be aware of that. Gorgeous grain. It's a singular, carved from a single piece, which makes them heavy. But this is not as heavy as some that I've seen, even smaller. So wall thickness wise, this thing would have been carved out, something fierce, some serious carving they've done for this. But due to size, it has to go via fast air. Just due to size, I couldn't send it via cell economy air. I couldn't send it via sea or anything like that, and it certainly wouldn't deserve that. Just gorgeous. I'll get some more. I think I've taken plenty of pictures of it. I'll try and get some. I'll just get some more video of it, and you'll find the skins for what they are. I mean, for the expansion and what have you. I mean, that's the floor, but at this temperature, you see a little bit of wear in there. That's nothing. These are really thick ox skin, real deal. Yeah, so I would say that, I mean, what would you use it for? And what's it worth? It's worth thousands, isn't it? Well, what I'll do is, I'm disseminating the beauty of Japanese culture around the world. That's what I do, and therefore I'll sell it at a reasonable price, but I do know it's worth thousands. Let's have a bit of a look-see. Hold on, I'll just, I'll turn it around, and yeah, we'll get a look at this stand. What side it's in. Alright, just gorgeous. A little bit of a wear there. That's aging bonks. This is tremendous. This is really something. So this would have been in a Shinto shrine for, I know it's Shinto because of this and its design, but this definitely tells a story. You see, these are wooden dowels. Now, well, let's have a look at the stand, shall we? It would have to go in two packages, one for the stand and one for the drum. Now, look at this. Nice and solid. I had this floor's got some unevenness to it, so I'll just whack it on there. There you go. Now, I had a stand just recently for a drum, and that particular stand I knew I could just dismantle it quite easily. Now, this could be dismantled, I would say, being wooden dowels, but I don't want to do it. No, because it might not go back together as good as it is now. So I prefer to send this. I mean, I could send it myself, but I don't want to. I want to, it deserves to go via fast air. This is the real deal. What is this? 1700s, 1600s? This is some serious piece of awesome. Isn't that right, Nichiren? Yeah, see, he agrees. Wow, look at that. So, that's that. Now, if you are to purchase it, I want you to let it be known to me that you are aware that the temperature fluctuation will take the sound away, and with once it heats to warm enough, it will sound. Personally, I think it really belongs in a museum, something like that. Yeah, this is truly wonderful. In fact, that there is a real deal. That says Hono, and that's a real deal box where your Hono means to give, and people would line up. That would be right at the front of inside the main body of a Shinto shrine, and people come along and put some funds in there and have a prayer and all that. And I haven't actually had one of these ladles before, but I think I'll include that. I plan to do something with this. The original stand, you probably wouldn't want it. So, and often is the case that they're on the floor of the main building, on the wooden floor part. Anyways, so I might just do that with that. But yeah, I'll get around to that. This is really something. And right, I'll have to put it up for at least a decent price. I'll have to make at least something out of it. And also, I don't mind it sticking around for a while. It's fantastic. Oh, wow. Well.